Greetings, fellow boar jerky enthusiasts. Tiki here,
And BlueDragonFive.
and welcome to Talking Mrs. Bates, the show where we check into the Bates Motel.
But we don't always check out.
Norma, this is my maniacal laugh, Norma. He's back! Chick Hogan is back, BlueDragonFive. And do you know who else is back?
Who?
The two of us, because we've been gone for a while. We've been gone for a little while. And so BlueDragonFive and I, we've been taking a little break, a little hiatus from Bates Motel. There's been a lot of other stuff going on. Civil War just dropped, and we experienced that awesomeness last night. Dragon, I'm sure you're still reeling from it. Not to date the podcast, which I just did, but
Let's just say we're in a war, folks.
Lots of stuff going on. I've kind of been on the verge of having to get my tooth pulled and then not getting my tooth pulled, and so. But anyways, we're back. We're back. We are definitely going to finish out the season of Bates Motel in style. We're going to do a lot of podcasts between now and the finale. We're a long ways behind. I think the show's on episode 8. We're on episode 6.
5. This is 5.
Wow. Okay, so we've got a while to go. We got a while to catch up. So
we're halfway there.
So BlueDragonFive, without further ado, do you mind if I do my little Carlton Cuse impression and we'll kick this off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Previously on Bates Motel.
So, because it's been a while, just to remember, when Norma and Romero went back to the Bates house, they noticed it's been turned around. Someone's been looking for something that pretty much trashed the place, even broke a few windows. And Norma is not too pleased, and Romero, he's really not pleased. So as Romero examines the trashed home, Norma's just doing her thing, just being adorable and just giving everyone diabetes, how sweet and lovable she is. Like this, because she's trying to help in this scene. It's hysterical. It was a little something like this.
Are you sure we should be cleaning this up? Maybe we should dust for prints or something.
We're gloves, Norma. There's no prints.
They? Who's they?
Hey, she knew who it was.
Well, did they have to break my favorite window? This is mean. That's personal. It's so good. I've totally kept to myself. All I've been thinking about is Norman and getting him better. I've been busy marrying you. I haven't had time to piss anyone off.
I just love that they're picking up on the pattern. And usually the people always end up in the Bates home. They're always causing some mischief, and usually Norma poking her nose in places. But now here, no, I've been good. I've been good.
She's been a nice girl.
Absolutely. And, she's asking Romero all these questions, and like what fingerprints and all that. I think Romero's response would be,
Norma, I'm not magical.
he can't find everything,
We're going to get a payoff to that line soon enough.
Yes, we are. He's just come home, and he's piecing things together, and she's asking, do you think it's Bob Paris? And Romero knows for certainty it is not Bob Paris, because his body is currently growing moss at the bottom of the sea.
Oh boy.
But I don't even know if that's possible. The point is, he's way down there. He's dead and drowning. Then Romero just points. He kind of covers that lie up by saying, it's probably enemies that he's made by shutting down the drug trade and going to the DEA. So they're probably just really peeved at him. They're trashing the place out of retaliation. So he apologizes to Norma for, I'm sorry, I'm kind of dragging you into this. And you're saying, well, look, I promise you that it's all going to be good. I mean, come on, we've seen what Romero can do in the past, so we know it's going to be good.
And we do know that he's magical. He might deny it. You might deny it, Alex, but we know.
See, the secret is he's actually currently being cast in the live-action Aladdin movie as the genie.
No, I thought that was Jonathan Banks.
Well, I'm saying they're considering him.
They're considering him. Okay. It's a tough race. It's a tough race right now. Anyways,
like they're thinking about John Noble for Jafar right now. I mean, there's a lot of people being considered. Anyway, so let's see. So
Norma drives off to the hardware store.
The how long song is playing. Really nice little sequence of her driving into town. She's being watched, though. She's being watched by an unknown party at this point. That's why we're kind of tracking her, kind of Hitchcockian style. We're kind of following her in there. Really neat. She's asking the hardware store clerk if he can if he knows any guys that can fix stained glass windows, you can kind of reconstruct the pattern, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, he says no, but she asks if she can leave her information, see if anyone wants the job that works there, perhaps, and can do it in their off time. We find that Chick Hogan is watching her.
Grab the boar jerky, folks. Wouldn't it be great if he just had like a bag of jerky and you just like, I see it, Norma. I see ya.
I would love it if he had a fanny pack full of boar jerky at all times.
That's some good boar jerky. Oh yeah, my plans come together.
Hey Dylan, you want some boar jerky?
Oh God,
Carry it around with me, you know.
Oh, I love Chick Hogan. It's so fun to have him on the show. Anyways.
Hello, Sheriff. Want some boar jerky? Anyway, so
what? No, I don't want any boar jerky, Chick.
Okay, but Norma leaves her information while Chick Hogan is looming in the background. Yeah, I love the aisleways shot. Like as a kid, I remember just like going down aisleways like this, always kind of thinking of a shot like this, and now I'm finally seeing stuff like this.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
It's always like, it'd be an awesome shot just seeing kind of the aisleways kind of on the sides there. There's this long gaping hallway, and finally got to see that. But the point is, Chick Hogan's he's listening into Norma's a need for a window repairman, and Norma very publicly leaves all of her information. I'm at the Bates Motel, and no, it's not the motel, it's my home, which is directly following the stairs up from the motel. This giant house, that's me. That's where I'm at. I'm in need of someone under the task of repairing a window.
Oh,
Thank you. You've been very helpful in getting me murdered and/or kidnapped. Thank you.
But you know what? I thought that clerk was very pleasant and patient with her when she was just giving him a hard time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She wasn't giving him a hard time.
Yeah, I know. But he was like, all right, fine. I'll do it, lady. I'll ask around.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, let's see. Meanwhile, Norman is from the last episode. Norman was he just that was when he had his little strip club adventure last episode.
Oh yeah.
He was in the car yet again. Yet another kind of little Emmy moment, which we're going to get to, and yet another one of those in a moment. Had a little moment there, was just kind of fully committing himself to, you know what, Dr. Edwards, I swear I'm going to work towards getting better. Like, because I don't know if I killed those people. I don't know if I didn't kill those people. All I know is I need help. And if you can do that, that's great. So Norman, we see Norman really fully dedicated to it here. He's read up on some stuff. He's just kind of put his case together here. He's just trying to figure out the best solution with Dr. Edwards here. So, man, I like seeing kind of the smart, capable Norman here, which we're going to get a lot of this season.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, he's saying, well, I think, I've had an MRI in the past. I'm going to sense my blackouts are physiological, and I'm willing to take another MRI, but I'm sure medication will also be necessary. Then he claims he was mistaken about his mother killing these people.
Just an innocent mistake. It happens to the best of us. Little whoopsie.
Yeah, certainly. And Edwards is questioning the importance of again, as you said, Norman's just kind of stressing how normal it is. It happens. And Edwards is kind of picking up on this. He's just kind of questioning. Are you using the word normal? Basically, when talking about his family life, that's kind of the relationship you want to have, and this leads to Norman. I'm sorry, you want to take us through some of this?
Yeah, sure. This is a very realistic therapy scene because he picks up on the typical thing. Norman is kind of apprehensive about talking about it. So if you notice, Edwards kind of, he leans away from it for a little while. It's like, okay, how's the food? Oh, the food's good, but not as good as at home. Oh, so your mother was a good cook. It's kind of like asking Norman kind of these softball kind of comfort questions. Yeah. And then he gets back to it. He's like, is it important having your relationship with your mother described as normal? And that is a very realistic therapist thing to do, is to kind of like sandwich these tough questions in with some softball questions to get people to open up.
Oh, yeah, he's a very good therapist.
Oh, yeah.
So this arises the question about his father, and he says, "Were you close to your father?" No, he was at work a lot, and just kind of left me and my left me with my mother. And, that's why we're kind of close today. So again, Norman, he realizes the instant after he said no, instantly, like, no. And it's, well, he was at work a lot. Dr. Edwards is picking up, okay, hit a button, hit a problem area. I'm gonna.
It's like operation. It's like mental operation.
Yes. Okay, there we go. Give me the metal tongs. Let me get it out of there. Let me get that.
Don't touch the sides.
See, instead of like the full body,
who would be like the weird guy in the body in the Bates Motel version of Operation? Would it be Bob Harris's body?
Well, I'm thinking of what if you had like therapist operations? So you'd have a giant head mock-up, and then you'd have inside all the brain parts. You'd have.
Well, you have to have that sponsored by Inside Out, though.
Yes. Oh my God, Inside Out operation. That'd be fantastic. It'd be kind of dark though if it was Riley's head. Like you're performing neurosurgery on this 11-year-old girl.
The girl go crazy. Don't touch the sides.
Maybe not.
Oh no! Now Riley has schizophrenia. Oh, that's really sad.
Maybe not the best of our product placement pitches.
No, I don't think so. But you know what a good product placement is, BlueDragonFive?
What?
The Movie Machine Podcast, and also Campaign Comedy over at hotchocolatemedia.net. That's right, our good folks who brought us Super Academy, Jacob Gulliver, Alex Jeffries, Ben Lifson, and a host of others are back with 2 podcasts that are basically all improvised and all comedy-based. Movie Machine, they play the role of director, actor, producer, writer, and they have to come up with wild, off-the-cusp ideas for movies that can go any which direction. And Campaign Comedy is their newest podcast. If you like Spoonie's Counter Monkey series where he talks about D&D, you'll like this. Basically, the Super Academy game starts an RPG, a role-playing game, and they basically go out of their way to make it as fun and goofy and over the top as possible, and it's a lot of fun to listen to, and I recommend both of them. HotChocolateMedia.net. Anyways, BlueDragonFive, where were we?
Okay, let's see. Norman's kind of voicing some worry here that that over the years he's kind of noticing and people can take advantage. The reason he's really worried about his mother, and Edward's kind of questioning, well, don't you think your mother's happy that you're getting treatment here? And I think she put her mind at ease. Norman's saying, people can take advantage of her, and it's making me worried. I feel so bad that I've been added to a list of things that has made her suffer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Norman's he's definitely feeling some guilt towards what's happened with his. Towards again, he did kind of have some harsh words for Norma way back in, I believe, episode 3. So he does feel very remorseful of that. And again, right now this is important because later on this is going to be something to really focus on the plot. But right now, Norman is at this point he's definitely focused on getting better for himself and just kind of in the spirit of what his mother wanted for him. So not like out of a manipulation of any kind. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. So
again, right now, Norman just kind of genuinely he's invested in it from the meaningful conversation he had with Dr. Edwards in the last episode. So meanwhile, what's going on?
Okay, so we got a freaking adorable episode overall with Dylan and Emma. Like, oh my God, folks. Like, look, Vera Farmiga might be just sugary, sweet, and diabetic, but these two are just like schmaltzy, like cute, adorable romance. It's great. It's great. So
Emma's back.
Finally, but she hasn't started her blog.
Yeah, I'm calling the blog as I don't know what time it stopped, but I'm just saying the blog it's dead. Call it.
Yeah, I think it's time to call the blog is dead. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
We got to have some insight into her character each week.
Yeah, I don't get it. Why did they keep it going for 3 seasons and stop now?
I know, right? Anyways. So, but seriously, adorable scene here. Emma pulls up. They get out of the car. Emma's like, oh, I was at least expecting a parade. And, it's like, well, the marching band's out back.
I love Max Terry or Theriot. I love that guy.
Can we give him like an obligatory young Bruce Wayne penny right now? Bam. There we go.
I'm going to have a few moments of that later on, but we'll get there.
But I just put one in just to start it, just to get the ball rolling.
He's got the charm.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's got the charm. Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, we see Emma's father, and in the meantime, he's getting ready for that move to Seattle. You know, they're packing some boxes up. They're starting to rent the house out. You know, the house isn't completely sold yet, but they're getting ready to. And then there's a little tea offer for Dylan there, and he takes him up on it. Would you like to stay for tea, Dylan?
And then Howard Hamlin comes in his golf uniform. He's like, "Oh, I'd like some tea too, Will, if you don't mind."
I just love the idea of Howard Hamlin. Howard Hamlin might be old friends of Will Ducote. Well, you see, I handled some legal trouble for Mr. Ducote, and we've been golfing pals ever since. And you know, he knows how to brew a mean cup of tea.
Howard Hamlin is just going to become like the omnipresent character of our whole recap universe right now.
Well, whenever tea is mentioned or golfing, we know Howard Hamlin's nearby.
Oh God. Okay. Anyways.
Anyway. Well, sorry, just thinking of tea clips, thinking of tea time. Okay, let's see. So Norman is asking Dr. Edwards, the session's over, some time has passed. And yeah, I like the sense of timing so far. Okay, well, while they're heading home, this is happening to Norman. Okay, so Norman's on his way out. He's asking if he can call Emma to check in from her lung transplant, see if she's, well, alive even. It's been a while. He's heard very little.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Dr. OK says, I'll add your name to the list, and he's calling Emma, but really there's a misspelling here because he's actually calling the Emmy, because he earns the Emmy in this scene. Again, you've heard of phone and get in, folks. He doesn't phone it in, but in the traditional sense, but he phones it in quite literally. Like, I just phoned in my Emmy acceptance speech here. You know, I'm just going to call him.
Basically.
So, folks, it's a new segment we're going to add to Talking Mrs. Bates for your consideration. Where we have just kind of an Emmy-winning scene with one of our actors. Again, this season is the Emmy season for both of these guys, at the very least, Freddie Highmore. So, goes a little something like this. Again, folks, get your inside-out tissues ready. Just get ready for some beauty. Get ready to see Kevin Spacey shed a tear. But you know what? I didn't win the Emmy, but oh, this kid's brilliant. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that I hope you're doing okay. You're getting through everything. And I'm sorry. I think you're right. I've been confused about things, and I'm really working hard to get better now. I really think I can do it. I miss you very much. And I love you.
If that's not a Mother's Day moment for you, I don't know what is.
Very appropriate that we'll be talking about this show on Mother's Day. I think that's, you know, I don't really, you know, we don't want the well to run dry on things we can do for Mother's Day. So Bates Motel is always a good option. Anyways.
But seriously, though, just I think that is such kind of a great kind of Norman. I love the idea of Norman secretly calling Norma and apologizing for his actions. He had really harsh words for her that last time.
Sure.
Anyway, I love Norman just saying, you know, I'm getting better, and it's such a heartfelt. Again, that's the reason it's an Emmy scene there, because it's so heartfelt. Again, it's like I love we kind of have this string of just beautiful. When the Norma scenes are at their pinnacle best this season, they are just the most moving, heart-wrenching, and all sorts of different emotions, whatever is appropriate for the scene. They're just at the top of their game during these scenes this season. Again, even just performing off of like kind of like a wall, essentially. You're not really performing off anything. You're calling, and not even you don't even have the other side. He's leaving a message for Norma. My God, it's so moving though. Just him saying, you know, you were right. I was wrong, and I am getting better though, and I will see you when I'm ready. Just my God, it's a great apology.
So we have some more adorable Emma and Dylan stuff, and this is not the last adorable Emma and Dylan scene we're gonna get this episode.
Oh, believe me.
Hang on to your hats, folks. Hang on to your hats for adorable Emma and Dylan. Okay, so anyways, in this scene, Will Ducote is kind of left out a not so subtle hint that he wants Emma to get some rest, and that's a pair of pajamas.
But also we see Emma's drawing of like old version Emma with the tubes in there.
Right. And she talks about like, well, it's funny, you know, I don't really feel like that girl anymore, but I still feel she's still self-conscious.
Yeah.
But Dylan, you know, like a young Bruce Wayne, he's helping he's asking a young lady, like, hey, you know, like, can I help you into those pajamas? And she's like, no. No, you're that desperate to have to see me naked. You're gonna have to wait
But honestly,
4 to 6 weeks. That's what the doctor said.
So basically, their romance is interrupted for 4 to 6 weeks. But we're going to see what Dylan has to say about that in other ways.
Oh yeah.
But I just love this. He has this really charming line, and I just love her reaction. I love Emma's reaction to Dylan being romantic. It's so adorable. Just him saying, "I'll put it in my phone," and just seeing her exuberant reaction of, "Oh, he cares about me." It's
right.
So adorable.
But then we get a self-conscious look, and she's having some pains in her stomach, and I'm like, uh-oh.
We're lingering on Emma. You know, she's
right.
She's holding on to some stuff. She's holding on kind of her lung area there.
Okay, so meanwhile, we have Officer Dixon, I believe, calling about following up on the Bates boy to Edwards.
Yeah, so we were confused about this, and I still wish they were a little more clear about this, because this guy apparently is not the other sheriff of White Pine Bay. He's a guy working at the Pineview station. So I don't know.
Yeah,
he might be in charge of missing persons. I don't know, it's something like that.
Okay,
we don't know. It's Mac Dixon. That's who this guy is. He's calling in the middle of his lunch, by the way. So it's a realistic detail.
But Alex, it's lunch.
Edwards, it's lunch. So let's make this quick.
Oh God.
You know, basically, this is a kind of the brilliance of all Norman's victims up to this point. They are perfectly, they're just the perfect victims to have, because there's no one's looking for them. He has the perfect alibi for all these people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's Edwards is being informed that, well, you know, Blair Watson, the teacher, or as I think we all best remember her as.
There we go. There it is.
You know, she was her killer's in jail, because remember Frank put a guy in for it. Mm-hmm. Bradley Martin committed suicide, as far as everyone else is concerned, and there's no word on Audrey Ducote, and she's kind of like a flighty person. You know, they didn't really heard anything to indicate that she's, you know, something bad has happened to her, but they can look into it. But then Edwards kind of quails up, saying, "You know what, my patient," he's actually said, you know, he's claiming now that was a false alarm, and that's where he's going with. So again, Norman gets away with 3 murders. Meanwhile, Dylan and Will having a little chit chat here. Dylan's mentioning he can't come to dinner because he has a job interview in Seattle.
Yeah.
Also mentioned that he wants to move with him, and you know, I love that Will's is kind of so accepting of Dylan.
Will is such an upfront and, you know, straight up guy. I really like Will Ducote this season, and it's funny because we made Will Ducote into kind of a running joke for about a season and a half, where it's like, oh, he's not on the show, oh, he's being mentioned, you know.
Oh yeah, but he's a good character.
He's really coming to his own now.
Yeah, it's so funny that they shifted the focus from. We always expected there's going to be Will and Norman having that kind of mentorship thing going on. It only lasted for the season and in passing in season 2, but he's really just fully shifted to Dylan in the last 2 seasons here in 3 and 4.
And then meanwhile, Remo's just hanging out.
Yeah,
hanging out with margaritas.
They went to star in the spinoff.
Oh yeah.
The Pineview Boys.
Oh God.
Anyway, so let's see. So again, Dylan's going for a job interview, and let's see. For Hops, for assistant manager at a Hops distributor. And Hops, I believe, is kind of some sort of like floury thing. It's like not floury product. I mean, it's like kind of, sort of flour that's used in like kind of fermenting alcohol. I think it's multi-purpose.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I love that he's kind of going from marijuana to something somewhat similar to marijuana, somewhat.
But he has a legit point that it's the same kind of work he was doing with the drug trade. You know, he went. You know, he did kind of have that office position in the drug trade. So,
making an excellent point there. But we'll get to that in a little later on. So then he's again, as you said, he can't really put that on. He can't really put down a job description though. That, you know, he worked in the marijuana trade. So Will Ducote said, "Well, why don't you lie? Everyone lies on their job interviews, job applications.
Spice it up a little. You know, fancy up the past.
Say you worked at Alpha Lies Effects, which is the Ducote shop.
Isn't it artful artifacts?
You sure?
I think it's Artful Artifacts.
My God, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's Artful Artifacts.
That's the thing. I think I don't know why, Tiki. Every time I rewound this episode, it sounds like he's saying Alpha Lies Effects, but I know we've seen Artful Artifacts before. You're right. I don't know
No,
why.
it's got to be Artful Artifacts.
Yeah, I don't know why. It sounds so much like rewatch this episode. It sounds like he's saying Alpha Lies Effects. I swear to God. Okay, you're right though, because I couldn't look at on the old episodes what it was called. I just went with what he was saying, and apparently I made the wrong choice. So, he's suggesting. I love this advice though. Again, it's kind of like an Alfred Bruce Wayne scene here.
Definitely.
Where he's.
Yeah, I got it.
Where he's giving him. He says, give him a firm handshake and lie.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, we have a big meeting, a meeting you never thought you'd ever see. Just an extraordinary meeting in seasons in the making. Well, season in the making.
About a season and a half, yeah, but it's here. It's finally here. So Chick Hogan meets up, shows up at the Bates Motel, and he meets up with Norma, and it's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah. He's coming under the guise again. Norma probably shouldn't have given your information so publicly. Write it down, don't announce it. That he's there to fix her stained glass window problem.
Mm-hmm.
And he says his main material is iron, which I do love. They're continuing that because remember he does make iron sculptures.
Right.
There's not a lot of call for glass arts. That's why he doesn't really do a lot of glass work. But he's willing to kind of blend some stuff.
He has a passion for art that's wanted, and I really think this is a cool way to work Chick in, where it's like he is doing something that he's legitimately passionate about, and he's very artistic about it, almost poetic about it. Yet we know he has ulterior motives. So it's like Chick Hogan is such an enigmatic guy, through and through.
He's always been so interesting from the beginning that we can't quite get a read on the guy. He's just so off the wall. He's the most Walken-esque character we have in this show.
Yeah, I would agree.
And speaking of Walken-esque, so Norma invites him in so he has to examine the piece, examine what he's kind of going for while he's repairing. He's welcomed inside, and he's examining the thing. And here's the first meet, folks. Here's where we have introductions out of the way, pleasantries at the ready. Not quite yet, but I'm just later on. I'm just saying, getting ready.
Okay.
Okay, it goes a little something like this. The meeting of giants, folks. The meeting of giants.
The meeting of giants, oh yes.
I didn't get your name.
Hogan, John, Chick. People call me Chick.
Chick. I'm Norma. Yeah, this way.
Amazing.
I love how Chick stumbles on his name. He's like, "Oh, I'm Chuck. I had Chick. People call me Chick."
Kind of a Charlie Brown mannerism,
Right.
Yeah, let's see. So he's examining.
Come on, Chick. Roll around in the dirt with me. All of your dreams will come true. All right, Norma, let's go outside the brush and roll around in the dirt. I'm okay with that.
That's a
and
coin.
They're just rolling around in the grass, just having a gay old time.
And their mirror comes out, and Norma's just covered head to toe in dirt. Just what happened?
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, don't forget, add to the jar.
Oh yeah, right. I got it.
Used a very direct quote.
That is.
Let's see. So he's examining the design. She warns him, don't cut yourself in the glasses. I know just the right inches to be away from, so you don't, that hurt yourself. And then she asks, what's up with his parents? Because remember, he's still pretty beaten up looking from. Last season's only like about a week from. This season's probably been a week from the ending of last season, so he's still got all the wounds and everything.
Right.
Maybe a week or two. I'm not sure. So again, Norman was like he was gone the day after. So how many episodes it was from when Chick Hogan got beat up? That was like a day, and then the rest of the season. So anyway, let's see. So then Chick Hogan gets into his cover story for his appearance because he doesn't want to just come right out and say, "I'm looking for your brother." Beat the crap out of him. He doesn't just want to say that outright. Again, that's what's so intimidating about Chick Hogan. Is we know absolutely why Chick Hogan's kind of hanging around Norma Bates here, but as far as Norma Bates is concerned, it's like, oh, I made a friend.
And he poses such a legitimate like cover, you know. It's like, like I said, he is so thoughtful about what he's providing to Norma, and Norma is just so damn appreciative of it that you can't help but just kind of be like, oh, this interaction's kind of adorable, but I'm terrified.
Exactly, and I love it. I love that. That's the only kind of friendship Norma could have with a kind of a stranger in town. Is that it's a great friendship on one side, at the same time, so much tension and like when's the other one going to strike, sort of thing, you know.
Oh boy.
Okay, so it goes a little something like this. Chico goes through a story about how over a dog his appearance has been made possible. So it goes a little something like this.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to you?
Don't mind, it was a dog. The road. I saw her go off the road to avoid kill you. Flipped the car 3 times. When I woke up, the dog was licking my face.
That's awful.
Yeah. I suppose we all have those moments in life where everything changes in a second.
Do you think you can help me?
I'd like very much to help you, and I think I can, yes.
So intimidating because everything's like a double entendre with this guy, and that he's like saying, "Well, I'm saying this. It sounds very profound, and it's not entirely untrue, but at the same time, your brother beat me up, and I'm really pissed off about it."
Exactly.
Absolutely, that's what's happening there. And so you know, Norma agrees to let him fix the window. Everything's looking good. You know, shows him a picture of what she's going for. You know, design wise, to kind of fit with the pattern.
Mhm.
And Chick Hogan's he's off to races there, but on his way out, he just kind of turns back to her for a moment. This is in the director's cut, and he looks back at her and he says,
You like boar jerky?
Oh god.
"Yeah, it did make it to the episode. You know, that's kind of a creative choice on their part. They know seasons under their
Just
belts,
pulls
but you
it
know."
out of the fanny pack. I'd like to think he's got like regular boar jerky and then teriyaki boar jerky in 2 different pockets.
God. Then Howard Hamlin just walks by and he says, "Oh, hello, Mrs. Bates. Would you like some tea?"
Okay.
And what he has is kind of like a holster of tea in a thermos or something, you know.
Oh god.
So by the way,
Yeah, right.
Whenever
Like,
we
Better Call Saul references are harder to spot because I'm used to just strictly Breaking Bad. But anyways.
whenever we make a reference to the H man, we gotta put a
God.
coin in there.
Well, that's gonna get the Breaking Bad jar pretty full, I think. Anyways.
Okay, let's see. So after the dog story, I would like very much to help you. I think I can. After that, we have Dylan's job interview, and we love mundanity. At the same time, I am so tickled by in this episode. I was so tickled by the image of Dylan with a tie. I love that image.
Oh god.
Dylan with a tie, yet still wearing the leather jacket. I love that so much.
Is it a young Bruce Wayne look?
I'm saying he's going for the businessman like Bruce Wayne. Yes, he's
Okay.
It's a young executive Bruce Wayne. So again, I love this though. He's kind of scene goes a little something like this, just to kind of set the stage for the it's Dylan coming there with the job interview. You get a sense it's not going really well. Am I right? You get a sense it's not going well, right?
Well, I mean, you just get a sense that the guy again, this scene just kind of riles my anxiety. BlueDragonFive. I have a lot of problems with job interviews. So, yeah, the guy's just kind of like, well, you're not managing people, so why do you have a manager position on your resume? What's going on here? What do you have to offer?
Because again, it's pointing out that if you are at so what's the place called again?
Artful Artifacts.
Artful Artifacts. Yes. And remember, Artful Artifacts essentially just Will Ducote and maybe Emma are the only employees. Maybe another guy. I don't know. So
Right.
Well, it's not really a lot of managing. Have you managed a lot of people? I mean, that's barely a manager. It's like, okay, do this. There's owner who's probably out doing his own ownery stuff, and you get, okay, well, I'll run the place. That's what's managing one and maybe another person. So he's saying, well, you manage a whole lot of other people in this other job. So Dylan decides he's going to come clean. You know what? Screw it. I'm not getting this job anyway, so I might as well just give it my best shot. Goes a little something like this, and it's awesome. Again, mundanity at its finest, but at the same time, it's Max theory at owning the scene.
That paper's not going to tell you why I can do this job. See, when I first moved to White Pine Bend, there weren't a lot of traditional jobs, but there was one main industry: marijuana. We had a group of about 20 artisanal brewers who processed the rest and distributed their product all across the country. Our sales model was actually really similar to yours. But the point is that I moved from a security position to an office in less than a year. It's impressive. Why isn't it on your resume? I get it. I'm a questionable candidate. But I'm qualified. You have no reason to take a chance on me, but if you do, I promise I won't disappoint.
I mean, I tell you, I just love how genuine he is in that moment there. Because again, he has nothing to lose because he's figuring, I'm probably not going to get this thing. I'm just going to give it my best shot. He's just putting it out there. It's like, look, I did move from this position. I would be an asset, but if you guys hire me or not, it's your prerogative. I understand definitely the skepticalness associated with my previous occupation, but hey, it's kind of similar to what you guys are going for. I think you need me, so I'm just putting it out there if you want to hire me. So again, it's just an excellent way of going about a job interview. This still a mess. He's thinking ahead of the curve.
Yeah, definitely. I think employers appreciate that for sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Blue Dragon 5. I have my own personal Barbara Gordon.
I'm with you. I'm not. I now don't like her.
Yeah, Rebecca sucks.
I would actually say this point going forward is when she kind of kills herself as a character.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really crazy about her, but oh god,
I was giving her a chance, but now this episode on or whatever the direction to go with her, it's really not good.
Okay, so how do we start this off?
Let's see. Again, I don't want to talk about it too much. I'll hand over the reins to you. Let me see what the setup is. I'm just making sure. Okay, job interview. When's the guy over? Okay, so Romero and Rebecca keep meeting each other for lunch.
Oh god, I'm not going to dignify Rebecca with an "it's lunch" joke. Okay,
I'm saying there's pleasantries that they're eating lunch together, which
really,
we know.
Okay, fine.
We know.
I'm reluctant to give this woman anything.
We know Nick Ford wouldn't even mention like, hey, let's Dylan had to mention the meat over some food. It's been a long journey. He's rich. He's got a lot of money. He could offer to buy him like water or something.
Here we go. Folks, I've been hearing about Nick Ford for 3 years now. Oh god.
Yeah. Okay, but seriously, I'm saying I like the fact that Romero. I don't think Romero bought for her. I'm just saying he's getting his own food. I get that, but I'm just saying the fact they're meeting over lunch is kind of a regular thing they got going on here. So it is kind of the pleasantry of if we're going to talk, let's meet over lunch. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Okay, so let's see. So they're having a little meeting here, a little covert meeting out in the public view of okay, this person happens to be sitting on my right, I guess. And we're just kind of having a conversation, heads forward, all that sort of stuff. And we have this kind of going on. Romero smartly tells her, she crossed the line because he knows unequivocally that she burgled the house. And at first you think there might be a moment of okay, maybe she didn't do it, but then she definitely confirms.
No, yeah. At first she's just trying to be like, well, you saw me at the Winter Light Festival, Alex. It wasn't me. And I'm like, shut up.
I'm saying from the end of the last episode, and because it seems like it might be too obvious to kind of go with her as the person that did it, but. Unfortunately, it's kind of again. As I love this season, believe me, we've been giving this season so many props. This is kind of a down point. But yeah, they kind of go in the obvious direction, and then they're kind of going. It's like she's the least impressive element of this season, most definitely.
Oh, by far.
Her story, her characterization, all of it. It's just she's really didn't pan out at all as I was hoping she would.
No, not in the slightest. It panned out kind of exactly how I thought it would.
So Romero is saying she crossed the line, searching for the key, trashing the house.
Right about things.
Yep. And Romero's point, the DEA is asking about her, and just so far he's been able to keep him at bay.
Okay, and here's the most pathetic moment of the whole season. She just balls up and she's
oh god, yeah, you're right. This is the most terrible moment.
Alex, I don't want to go to prison.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's pretty damn pathetic.
Yeah, it's really yeah.
The one good thing about this scene is that Romero is kind of laying down some hard truth on her.
What do you think he's eating in the scene?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch. But you know, he's just saying like, stay away from Norma, leave Norma in the house alone. And then I have in my notes, just cry, Rebecca, cry.
Again, I just wish he issued like a bigger threat to her, because we have like another iconic Romero threat, you know. And so, because before we've had, I'll hang you from the highest tree, I'll burn you to the ground, I'll break you. So I wish he just had like another thing, I'll drown you, Rebecca, something, I don't know. I'll drown you in your own tears.
I'll drown you in the depths of the darkest lake, Rebecca.
Oh my God, that would be so awesome! Like, it's a shame Romero's been. It's like the only downside of Romero being domesticated. He doesn't have any awesome threats as he used to.
I guess not.
But seriously, though, Rebecca, she's dropped the ball this season. You know, thankfully we have so many other talented hands to pick it up, but still, she's dropped the ball.
Yeah.
So again, point is, she was searching for the key, and Romero was on to him and said, "Don't do that again, or I will do bad things to you." So moving forward,
and she's just a pathetic criminal, because she just breaks down the minute that she finds out that there's even a suspicion about her.
Yep. I can't go to. Oh my God! Can you imagine the most supervillain team up, the most terrifying supervillain team up you've ever heard of? Rebecca teamed up with Barbara Keene from Gotham.
Oh God. I don't want to think about that. Can I not think about that?
I'm just saying, if you want to imagine pure televised evil, you want to think of those two together.
Look, I don't even think Rebecca's really evil. I just think she's like kind of just a waste of space.
I'm saying evil that they would team up, knowing it would put pain so much of us as seeing it on TV. Like, oh no, God,
throwing Laurel there somewhere.
Okay, well, let's take a little respect for the, you know.
Well, I don't know. I don't follow Arrow.
Well,
I just know that a lot of people didn't like Laurel.
Don't speak about what you don't know, Tiki. Come on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Man, believe me, right now Felicity's like 22.
Okay, throw in Felicity then. Throw in Felicity.
But it's like current Felicity, so we can't. I don't want to get into it. Let's just go forward.
Oh God.
Don't bring up Arrow. All right, I'm like tiptoeing through Arrow right now, like it's just stuff. It's like stuff on the front lawn. Okay. We had an excellent actor playing Damien Dark, and it's just they're doing nothing with him anyway. So. Let's see. So we see this is a really sad moment coming off from that terrible moment with Rebecca. We do have an actually really sad, genuine moment. We remember Julian, kind of Norman's partner in crime. They got it broken out.
Of course.
Said, hey, Norman, let's go to a Canadian strip club. Well, Canada's too far. Let's go to a G-rated strip club.
Oh God.
So we see Julian. You know, Norman's so happy to see Julian. Oh, hello, Julian. How are you? And he sees Julian as
very pleasant.
Absolutely. But we see Julian, much as he warned Norman. I love that this came back. He warned Norman that, you know, if you try breaking out, they will. If you try breaking out, or just kind of walking out the door, they're going to dope you up and strap you to a gurney. We see, unfortunately, Julian he's been doped up, and such a sad sight. He's like his eyes are fixed on a screen or something, and just Norman's like kind of horrified a little bit. Says, oh, I'm sorry, Julian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Norman does hold himself responsible for that on some level.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Poor Julian. And things are going to get worse for Julian.
Okay, so we have Norma out in the courtyard giving.
Well, following that, you know, Norman's just saying, "Oh my God, look what they did to him." He's running out there to get some fresh air, you know, kind of taking in the air, and then a moment passes, and we hear.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's real casual.
I think that'll count for Norman.
Yeah, it does. I was saying I love this. I love the conceit of this scene, because as I was watching, I didn't realize until like a certain point within the scene what was going, because I was jumping back and forth.
To me, it was always kind of like when I watched it for the first time, I was trying to figure out. I was like, is it real? Is it not? And that's a great directorial.
Yes. Because again, when you think of logically the way this scene plays, this Norma is revealed to be in Norman's mind.
Right.
But the way it plays is so brilliant, because again, it looks so real, and that's the point. Like, Norman's blackouts are getting so difficult that are getting so bad. It's getting so difficult to tell what's real and what's not, which again is really dangerous if he can't tell if his mother was actually there to see him or not. And you know, she's not wearing the dress she wore in the first episode like she used to do.
Right.
mother. She's not wearing really iconic kind of mothery outfits. She's wearing typical Norma. She looks exactly.
And
like
she's
her.
also talking very much like casual Vera Farmiga Norma as well.
Absolutely, until the end. And again, at the beginning, there's like a moment of pause because by when you think about it, okay, Norman sits down, then count 3 seconds, and then she's there. Like, oh my God, it might be in his mind. But then as it goes forward, you're thinking, okay, maybe it's not in his mind. He left a message for her, and she's dropping by. She visits Norman. It's very, very sweet stuff. She's like, oh my God, like they're holding hands or walking together. It's really a nice hug. I mean, oh my God, these two together is just brilliant. He's saying, oh, I got your message, Norman, and telling her all is well, but there is something to worry about here. Worrying about Dr. Edwards questioning him about his father because he made a boo-boo. He said, I said no when I shouldn't have. And Norma essentially tells him to remember the good things. It kind of goes a little something like this. This little conversation they had, little nice leisurely walk they have. Really nice.
It's not easy losing your father at such a young age. You never had the time to get to know him.
I did get to know him. He was not a very nice man.
No, don't do it.
Dr. Edwards would probably think so.
Dr. Edwards' job is to make you feel better, not worse. You don't need to remember the hurtful things, Norman. Your father's dead. He's dust. You understand?
I understand. People here, he's so crazy.
Show the doctor that you're feeling better, and then we can get you out of here, okay? I love you.
Love you too.
I love the little clues in that sequence too. Of like that guy walks by, is giving Norman kind of a funky look, and then he says, "The people here are crazy." How funny is that?
Right.
And then you have just the line that clinches it. Oh yeah, she's in his mind. Just the minute she says, "Just convince them, and then we'll get you out of here."
Because we know that's not what Norma's thinking at that moment. And also, I just want to point out that I did put a coin in the jar for the whole nice man thing.
Absolutely. So that's a stage 1 blackout, by the way. Says he is having vivid hallucinations. He's not fully going in the black and mode. Stage 1. Stage 2 is when it gets so overwhelming he blacks out. He gets knocked unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So meanwhile, again, we go from one pleasant, beloved Vera Farmiga to another. So we so let's see. Let me make sure we're in the right moment. Oh yeah, we are. So it's late at night, and Chick Hogan stops by for a little visit, and she's so overjoyed to see her old friend Chick Hogan from earlier. It goes a little something like this.
Oh, Chick!
My sense of self that I do.
Okay. You can't possibly be done with it.
No. I had a moment of clarity and I wanted to run it by you before I wasted any more time.
Just so pleasant. Again, it's like kind of the best. I just love even following that moment. I just love the. It's like this great kind of this buddy movie they're in right now. Like just a Chick meets Norman. They're the best of friends in the world,
I wonder how Alex feels about Chick.
Well, we know he doesn't mind him. He thinks he's eccentric, but he just views him as we'll find out definitely how he feels about him, later on.
Sure.
I'm hoping we get to see some retaliation, but we'll get to that.
We'll see.
Let's see. What's going to answer the Chick?
Well, Chick was inspired by he was inspired to create something new out of the old pattern that he had, because it's its own life, its purpose, its integrity, its reason for being. Get very, very poetic stuff that Chick's spewing here, and I think he genuinely is passionate about this kind of stuff. So he lays out just this really impressive blueprint that he designed for a new stained glass window, and I love Norma's reaction to this, and it's oh my God, I've never had someone create something for me before. So, oh my God, it's like the stars are aligning, and these two are like the best of buddies, and it's fucking adorable.
This couldn't possibly go wrong.
No, not possible. No possible way. Nothing. There's no subject that they could possibly raise that could have this conversation go south. Oh wait.
Okay. Until Chick remembers something that clicked in his head when he was inside the house.
Oh.
Goes a little something like this.
The funny thing is, yesterday when I was looking at your photos, something in my brain just clicked. I know your son, Dylan.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's a small world.
we're neighbors.
Kidding.
I thought he had a team of people helping him out. There was the guy with the bloodshot eyes.
Gunner.
Which, you know, first of all, a little shout out to our old pal.
Yeah, nice, nice.
And yeah, I'm sure Norma on some level was still thinking, I wonder how Norma feels about Gunner.
His name was Gunner anyway.
Stupid one.
Oh God.
Do you remember just jumped in right there for the first scene just saying it was a stupid name, don't you remember? Okay, but again, it's not all just kind of like, oh, Dylan and Gunner memories just making things more uncomfortable. Oh, yeah, I know your son. It's just, okay, he knows my son. That's kind of a small world, though. She's writing off. She's so pleasant, that Norma Bates. Yeah, I love he's just saying, oh, small world. It's, oh, your neighbors. That's so cute.
Right, exactly.
But then things take a turn.
Oh, yeah.
As she mentions, in the scene that he mentions also Caleb. You know, Caleb, that guy seemed like he had it together. Until he split town. Oh yeah, well that's my brother for you. So, and then the revelation. Norma, yeah, I love it. Norma leads to her own demise in this episode, and especially in the next one. She kind of unintentionally kind of digs her own hole here.
And you know, she digs her own hole with kindness, and if that's not Norma Bates, then I don't know what is.
Absolutely. Again, that's the statement on the character, though. And she, with love and affection, she kind of seals her own fate. That's the whole Psycho lore right there. Again, she's
Absolutely.
in this universe specifically, because again, she was bipolar in the original films. But yeah, I'm not saying it's the worst in the world. I'm just saying that was kind of they kind of showed that later on in the franchise. Again, Psycho, the original movie was a little up in the air, but regardless. Yeah, she had the old crone voice, you know, she had just kind of the, no, man, you're just trying to put me in a home, aren't you? You know, that sort of thing. But here, it's so sweet.
You do that too well.
Anyway, so we get this realization here, where Norma's heart kind of sinks for a moment at the minute. You know, on some level, she's figuring this out. She hasn't fully she's kind of still all the kindness and like, oh no, he's not thinking of that sort of thing. It's put to the side until the end when it really comes to fruition. Still, this is a big piece of information. Remember, we called this, by the way. We called this right back in season 3 when he introduced himself not as Dylan's uncle, but as his father. And I knew this was on the horizon. We called it. It goes something like this: the realization, the beginning of the end of Norma's secret.
Oh, sure. Brother. That explains a lot.
Yeah, you know, I'm sorry, I hate to rush off, but I just realized I forgot something in the oven.
No. Rush off.
Rush on, Norma. Rush on.
I just love the rush off, rush on thing because again, we've seen. You know, I love scurrying Norma. I'm just gonna play when we have scurrying Norma. I'm gonna use that.
Oh God. That's great.
Because we see just the mention of Caleb is putting her on edge, so she's kind of seizing herself. But again, she does after that. She does say, "Oh no, it's great though. I love the design. Go with that.
Right.
Again, the friendship still has some potential there. Now he might be able to get closer to her, saying, "You know what, Norma Bates, I know what happened to you, and you know what, I'm okay with it, and I want to be I want to still be your best friend ever." And we're going to see that just completely.
I still want to roll around in the grass with you, Norma Bates, on a regular occasion.
And then again, just Romero looking like Mad Dad, just like with the newspaper in his hands. Young lady, young lady, you're covered in dirt yet again.
Oh, God. But I'm having so much fun with my new best friend, Chick.
Just imagining the cutest little cutesy chibi version of Norma Bates, like the anime cutesy version of Norma Bates. It's like the Peanuts version of Norma Bates, I should say. Like she's like little Sally Brown from the Peanuts. Okay, anyway, so here's what let's see. So after
Hey Norma, I found a worm. You want some?
God. So let's see. So Norman is sharing. He's talking to Dr. Edwards. He's sharing his you take us through this one.
Yeah, sure. So he's saying that he kind of he kind of spoke out and supported a girl named Lisa in the therapy session this morning. That made him feel good, made him feel kind of connected to the group. So that was good. But then he also mentions that it felt really good to have his mother. It was wonderful seeing his mother again. And oh boy,
raises some flags for Edwards because he knows for a fact that she did not stop by.
Of course. And so she, Norman mentions she was worried, and because after the phone call and everything, and so Edwards was like, Norman, I want to ask you a question you might find confusing at first. Is it possible your mother wasn't here yesterday? Oh boy, here we go.
Norman's not crazy about this. He's feeling very stressed. He's kind of making sure that there has to be some record of it, and Dr. Edwards is saying, well, look, no, I keep track of the emails and everything. And kind of goes a little something like this. What Norman's ultimate response is, just to well, there's no record of it. And Norman's very logical explanation of this.
I think it is very logical.
It's a very logical explanation.
It was so logical that at the time it still kind of had me on Norman's side. Like, well, yeah, I could see Norma doing that. But
I just absolutely love the way Freddie Highmore delivers this. By the way, I just love this delivery. It works perfectly.
Well, then she just didn't check it. All right, my mother can be very obstinate when it comes to rules.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, we do know that. We do know that for a fact.
We see the therapy session has kind of come to a standstill, and Norman's just kind of reaching a point where he's thinking.
Then we'll just sit here, then I guess.
Oh, God. Well played.
There's a way to get that in there, but no. But seriously, Norman's getting really stressed out. He's kind of trying to leave the room, and Edward's trying to calm him down, tell him to breathe. He's like banging on the door. Let me out of here! Let me out of here! It's a madhouse! He's trying to get out of there. And then, remember when Norman gets over, it's kind of like a Hulk out sort of thing. When he gets really stressed out, he enters blackout mode, and it's not just ordinary blackout mode. We are in stage 4 blackout mode. Stage 4, folks, is full Norma. And I love this, though. We know Norma, for a fact, the actual Norma, knows that Dr. Edwards is gay. But Mother doesn't know quite yet. She's trying to use that to her advantage.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
So she tries getting Norman out of this hot spot by flirting with the kindly doctor, and it's hysterical.
No, I don't think you're crazy. Listen, it's your job to make me feel better, not worse. Okay, she told me that you would do this. She told me that.
Sorry, a little bit of backtracking, but we're getting there.
Let me ask you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Help! Let me out! Please! Help! Help! Somebody help! Help! Didn't they teach you that at medical school, or are you just born that way?
Okay, then the session.
Oh God.
Then the session continues as he kind of convinces. Edwards being the smart therapist that
I love how Edwards is just kind of like, he's a combination of like intrigued, terrified, and then very sympathetic at the same time. There's a lot of emotions running through Edwards in this scene.
Now, this is the way Edwards is proceeding this episode, and especially the next episode. He's doing something when you talk to people with dissociative identity disorder. Essentially, kind of the old school people used to think of it as kind of a multiple personality schizophrenia type thing, but it's called dissociative identity disorder.
Right.
It's multiple personality. Just now, it's the official term. Regardless, this is the way you talk to them. You talk to the other personality, you get to know them. There's no way around that. And Edwards is kind of playing that really cool. He's just trying to, okay, well, he's stuck as Norma. I'm going to talk to Norma. Let me see who exactly this is, because he doesn't know right off the bat it's Norma. He's suspecting that. He's just getting to know her. So he encourages Mrs. Bates to sit down and a little conversation. Goes a little something like this, just kind of getting the sense of how Norma still being very flirty with the doctor.
Oh God.
I think you can sit here now and finish my session.
That's why we're here, isn't it?
What do you think about Norman?
I think he is a very weak, confused boy. Easy for people to take advantage of.
Is that what you feel I'm doing?
I think you think you're helping with this. Here you go in action. If you want to know what's really wrong with Norman, you should talk to the person who knows it best.
And that's you.
Of course it is. I'm his mother.
That concludes yet another segment of For Your Consideration. Remember,
No,
folks.
this is definitely. I'd say this is definitely the highlight of the episode.
Remember, folks. Donate your Emmy votes to
God.
Freddie Highmore because he's earned them. Darn it.
But when you agree, this is kind of like the marquee moment of the episode. This is kind of like if you were to tell anyone like anything about the episode to get them hyped up, it's like, no, Edwards has a conversation with Mother. Edwards meets Mother. I mean, it is a pretty significant event. You know what I mean?
I will say this, though. I mean, no, that's a big event. We get some cool things in this episode, but I still don't think it kind of reaches the benchmark we usually see with episode 5 of Bates Motel.
It's not a great episode, but we'll get into that with the final thoughts.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's see. So,
Oh, God.
following that bit of awesomeness.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, no, I know that. Oh, God, don't tell me.
Oh, God.
No, not after that. No, it follows
Dragon,
up.
this scene is so pointless.
Oh, God, I remember this was actually the worst scene of the episode. Oh, God.
Yeah, this scene is so pointless. This scene doesn't need
You're
to
right.
be here.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, God.
This is the moment where I was absolutely sure, yeah, Rebecca's a lost cause.
Okay, if I may, can I just take it through?
If you won't be brave enough to face it, take it
I
off
can
my
do
hand.
it, man. I can do it.
Take it.
Okay, so
Slingshot
Rebecca,
it. I don't care.
where is it anyways? Is it like outside of the station
right,
or what?
Stupidly right outside the sheriff's
Of
office.
course it is.
Right behind Romero's car.
Oh, God. So Rebecca comes out from Romero's car, and it's like, we've been over this before. These two have had this conversation before, but
Yep.
she's like, you said you were never gonna get married.
Move on, lady. Just move on.
And then she just has this awful line. She's just like, oh, when a guy says that, it just means that he's never gonna marry you. I just have in my notes, hey.
God. Now you feel my Barbara pain, don't you?
Yes, I do. Well, Rebecca was never fun, though. You can at least admit that in certain situations, Barbara is fun.
I'm saying in season 2 in certain situations. I'm saying Barbara
In certain situations.
I'm saying in all situations in season 1 she was terrible.
Fair enough. But okay, so and then she just flips like a dime. She's just like, oh wait, no worries. I'm being stupid. Go see your wife.
Well, she got one thing right.
Yeah, whatever it is she's got, it must be something.
Well, yeah, she actually she's a character.
Well, what did this scene contribute to the episode? What did this scene tell us about either character? This scene bothers the crap out of me. It's useless. Oh my God, get this character out of here. I told you Rebecca was going to be bad news. I fucking told you.
That was in one show. We have a really cool Rebecca in Better Call Saul.
I know, right?
And here we have a Rebecca that is just so terrible. And by the way,
she's awful. She's the worst. She might be the worst character. I got it. She might be the worst character that we've ever had on this show, honestly. Besides maybe the deputy cop. Yeah,
I mean, the deputy was doing her job, so yeah, Rebecca's
and also
the worst.
she didn't have as big of a role as Rebecca did, and Rebecca might potentially just derail the whole fucking operation. So.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Rebecca is the worst character, but then shortly followed
Rebecca, the worst character in Bates Motel, folks. Then
followed by the deputy. Deputy's right up.
Okay, we get more adorableness. Fine, fuck. Make me happy again. Cheer me up.
Okay, so the one benefit to come from that scene is that Romero is one of, she says, oh, she must have something. Let me tell you, one, she has a good character. Two, she's a very strong character. And thirdly, and most importantly, she's the most adorable thing on this earth. So
Yes, yes.
So let's see. Oh well, before that, we have another bit of adorableness, not from Norma Bates herself. We had some more adorableness from this power couple. We got Dylan and
That's what I'm
Evelyn.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
We got dilemma magic here, folks. Dilemma
Okay.
magic. Where the two of them, I love, they're sitting such a cutesy way too. It's such just, you know, he's leaning on one end of the bed, she's leaning on the other. They're such a couple. It's very nice, you know. They're making chit chat about benefits. I says, "Oh, I hope the job has good benefits."
Oh, you're so sexy.
Yep, and you know, and I love this though. Emma always has kind of this moral compass she's had ever since the first season. Yeah, she's really impressed and really taken by Dylan. You know, I'm glad you told the truth though. Like she would have been fine if he had to lie, but still, the fact he told the truth and it worked out for you. I'm so happy for you. And then she tells it again after learning Dylan did something truthful. She returns the favor. She says, "Well, you know what? I got to tell you, the truth is my scar wasn't hurting me yesterday. I was too embarrassed to show you."
Right.
And Dylan shows. She shows him the scar at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, you know, again, bear in mind this will heal considerably before, so it's not as big a thing she's making it out to be. Don't get me wrong, there will be a scar, but like the staple looking things she's got on her now, those will go away, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, at the moment she's definitely embarrassed by it because, you know, the oxygen tank was something that was like, you know, it was attached to her, but I mean, it was like something she could remove if she needed to. It was like thing in her nose. In this case, not so much. It's something that's kind of embedded on her. So Dylan, in retaliation, does the sweetest, most cutesy thing you've ever seen.
Yeah,
I'm serious. This is actually, I love this idea. Again, we've seen Norman's take on being as adorable as Vera Farmiga by becoming her, and in this case, we see kind of Dylan inherited a lot of Norma's charm, and I love that. That was how cool an idea is that he inherited a lot of her charm by doing this. He's showing. He takes his shirt off, just showing yes, he is very fit like a young Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But secondly, and importantly, is he's going through all the scar stories, and also just you don't have to add another one. I'm just saying, attached to the kind of the physique, he's also really scarred up like a Bruce Wayne would be.
No, I think I should add another one for that because I agree.
Yeah. So let's see. So she tells him about all these little scar stories, which is reminiscent of a very famous movie scene, which gets referenced. I always mention this is from when Zach Shelby shot him. I love them calling back the old things. These are all actual wounds Dylan did suffer in the seasons.
Oh yeah.
Like from here, I got hit in season 1, and here I got hit in season 2. So in season 2, he's got. Is one my favorite moment of season 2. Actually, he gets referenced in the scene where he got hit by a car. And I still, that is my favorite moment of season 2, just when he stands up to that car. So awesome. Then then he's going to this third one and says, "Well, what's that one from?" And he says, "That was from a shark." And then he impersonated. I'm not doing it any justice. Let's hear from Dan himself.
Go ahead.
Let's hear from Dylan himself.
This one was a tiger shark, 13-footer. Sometimes, you know, Chief, sharky, it looks into your eyes. Why are you laughing? This is important stuff. Why are you laughing? I'm thinking about a shark. Oh, come on. How are you going to survive a shark attack if you can't listen?
I will blow it up with a gas tank. I'll be fine.
I hate to tell you, but it was an oxygen tank.
Let's just give him a collective aww.
Oh.
Oh my god! So again, I got to tell you, when he's making the
gives
joke,
Farmiga a run for her money in terms of just being adorable.
I tell you though, I like at the end there when he corrects her about it. It reminds me so much of Deadpool when they're flirting in bed. I love that so much. But seriously though, we get, first of all, next there, he does an excellent Robert Shaw impression.
I would say, yeah.
Secondly, again, it's a really cute thing, and I like the fact that it's also him circling back with the oxygen tank. There's him realizing, well, I hate to break this thing, it's an oxygen tank. Yeah, really funny. Really, it's clever. Meanwhile, so again, now there's a rivalry in the Bates clan about who's more adorable and who's winning the Emmys. So then Norma is playing a song really well. Again, that's her town. It's like there's a town show among the Bates family. Again, Norma kind of owns the impression though, so I think Dylan has a run for his money. But no, Norma's playing Zing went strings of my heart. Zing went the strings of my heart. She's playing this on the piano. She can't play piano. She plays it very well. I don't know if she's actually doing that or not, but it looks really good. Romero is walking through the door and he's reminded, oh my God, reminded by this horrible woman I used to be involved with. Now I'm seeing, oh my God, what I have to come home to, this beautiful, multi-talented, sweet enough to give you diabetes woman that I call my wife. And he's hearing Norma playing the piano. It's really sweet. And it's like he's reminded right when he walks in the door why he loves this woman. That's sweet.
Totally.
And he mentions, she mentions, oh, I found that I love they're talking about their days like an awesome married couple. This is awesome. She's mentioned, oh, I found the guy to fix the window, and he says, well, everything's handled about the break-in, so I got that taken care of. And then this is great here. Oh my God, this is a beautiful moment here. Seriously, if you thought that power couple we just talked about was great, this is a fantastic one. These guys have some seniority on these two. But here we go. It's she asked him point blank, just straight out, because again, she's been through a lot with. Well, not yet. Sorry, that hasn't happened yet. But the point is, she asked Romero if he killed Bob Harris just directly, and then this moment goes by, and he just acknowledges, yes, I did. And she goes, why? And this is the moment here. Oh my God, because again, it's a big moment because Bob Harris is threatening her and Norman. Mm-hmm. And Romero says, because I had no choice, and that's just communicating that I care about you so much. I'd kill that man, even though it's a danger to me. It's bringing more heat on me, and I do that for you because I love you. Oh my God, that's a sweet moment.
Yeah, it is pretty adorable.
Oh yeah. So let's see. So again, how can a show about a young man becoming a serial killer have so many sweet, heartfelt moments?
Right. That's why we love the show.
I know. So let's see. Meanwhile, speaking of that young man in question, Edwards and Norman are kind of talking. It's the end of the day. They're saying goodnight to each other. But at the same time, Edwards is checking in on Norman. He says, "Well, get some ibuprofen to help you with your headaches." Following the blackout, saying, just communicating to Norman, "Look, I'm communicating.
I never want you to feel alone."
Yes.
So we'll figure this out, Norman. We'll figure this out together. And I gotta say, Edward's just so nice in this scene. He's so comforting. I really like Edwards.
Absolutely.
He's grown on me a lot.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So one last big scene of the episode to go through. We have we have Norma and Chick. So go ahead.
Right. So first of all, there's a really great Easter egg, something to come. This is great foreshadowing right here of Norma looking really proudly at the lights of winter paper. Because remember, that was last night. So this is like the day after. It's in the papers of her and Romero at the festival and saying, wife of a new bride of the sheriff.
Oh, gee, there's no possible way that could come back to haunt them.
Well, amazingly, I mean, you admitted you never called it, did you? I didn't call it.
No, it's not amazing, at the time. Not at
it's
the
amazing.
Time, no.
It's amazing we never thought of it. It's amazing.
I know, right. Oddly enough, this is the second time that a newspaper has been used as a plot device in an insane asylum.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
So let's see. So Chick Hogan arrives, and he's and the little scene goes a little something like this. Just kind of I love her. Basically, Chick Hogan's going to tell her something's going to put all of her optimistic, like, says, how about an iron railing outside? Because, again, there's a lot of stairs. Like, how about an iron railing outside? You don't think it's going to blend well? Then Chick Hogan kind of crushes all of her dreams, clips her wings. Here's the ending of the friendship, folks, and it's a tragic thing. I mean, we're going to get one more scene of it next episode, but still, it's just this is the end of the friendship. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is before they go to a civil war,
Oh, God.
Just imagine. So who do you think is who?
I thought we were friends, Chick. So did I.
Oh my God, Norma Bates' cap. I want to see that so much. I just want to see Vera Farmiga holding a Captain America shield. Okay, it goes a little something like this.
I have this, it's like my mantra. I never want to be out of integrity with myself. That's what I think.
Sure.
Remember that story that I told you about the car and the dog licking my face?
Yeah.
It wasn't true. And I'm out of integrity with myself, and you don't deserve that, Norma.
Now, before we go further into the scene, I just want to take a moment of saying I love that there are some pleasantries in this scene. You know, he's helping himself with some coffee that Norma's made available in location.
Right.
At the same time, though, you got to imagine that Chick Hogan right off the bat, when he's talking about being in integrity with yourself. You know, on some level, Dylan's just having like a spider sense somewhere going.
What was that?
Oh God.
Let's see. But yeah, I mean, this scene is a really great scene. Again, it's just this world is just kind of crumbling around here with this
It's
revelation.
heartbreaking too, because we've seen the whole episode be like the adventures of best buddies Norma and Chick, and then it's just like all gone to shit by the end of the episode. I think that was very intentional, you know, like writing wise, very intentional to kind of like build up this awesome like buddy story between the two and then just shatter it.
Yeah, they're Pinewood pals.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, but yeah. Plus, one of my favorite bits in that whole thing is when she just her main rationale, because she has no excuse for it. She says, "Caleb's crazy." She just says he's crazy. This thing, it's hysterical. Just like her trying to write off. You know, he meant uncle, but he said father because he's crazy. It didn't go her way at all on that one. But let's see. Before we continue, let's see. So yeah, Norma's very scared. She's very helpless in the scene. And again, Chick Hogan knows. And following that, Hogan establishes exactly what he wants. He wants Caleb because, you know, since he was beaten up, I don't think it was just purely based on his appearance. I think it's just because of the fact that he was beaten up and showing that he's a danger to his wife and child.
Yeah.
They left him. So basically, there was a ripple effect when Caleb beat him and took his money. Which, again, I gotta tell you, that's all on Hogan. Hogan was trying to have him killed.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. I mean, you know, Hogan. I shouldn't say Hogan didn't technically try to have him killed, but he accused them of lying about that, though. Which I think there was going to be some danger following that, though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see. Regardless. So again, Caleb ruined my life, so I want him. What are you going to do with him? You're going to kill him, and then we get this little nugget here, and we get a hilarious follow-up line. Of just, you know, him saying, "Well, is that what you want?" And no, haven't you ever felt that way? Essentially, it goes like this. That's the setup there, and here it goes. Hysterical line.
Is that what you want?
No.
Why not? I mean, there must have been times when I thought if I was just strong, if I had a knife, why not? That would feel good, right?
I just love that line. You feel good, right?
You know, he's trying to get with Norma's sensibilities. He's making an effort.
Again, he's still trying to be friends with her. Again, I love this. That's what's so brilliant about this dynamic, though. Again, even though this is the end of the friendship, it's like he isn't giving up. He's still saying, "Well, you know, so I know about her dark secret, and I found it out. I'm still best buddies with her."
Oh God.
You know, and basically the episode ends with again. This
all right,
ultimatum.
Chick, fine. I'll roll around in the dirt with you, but only for 5 minutes.
Or else Alex is going to get mad at me. But anyway, so we see Norma's definitely faltering here. She's feeling really unsure of herself. She's starting to hyperventilate, and you know, the Chick Hogan says, "Well, you know, I'll give you some time to think about it.
Oh yeah.
Think about what you need to do, and I'll think about what I need to do."
Very intimidating.
And that's
in the meantime, I'm going to leave some boar jerky for you. Here, go ahead and try some.
He leaves a calling card. Let's see, the calling card is boar jerky, but it's like a little carved into it. It says Chick Hogan was here. In really small prints. And actually, he makes the boar jerky himself, but it has like a little stamp that says Hogan was here, or Hogan.
Oh God. Okay.
Or it says meet Hogan, but it's spelled M-E-A-T. Meet Hogan.
Okay. So what's the order of things here? Are we going to go through the blackouts, the checkout odds?
Oh, sure. So we had 2 blackouts this episode. Again, we were in stage. In this episode, we went to stage 1 blackout mode. He's hallucinating very vividly that, you know, he's talking to his mother. We were in stage 4 blackout mode when he went full Norma.
Okay. And then I guess final thoughts.
No, we have You have some odds, Tiki.
Odds, right. I'm sorry. Okay. Norma. She went from 78. I think this episode, she's still kind of keeping her distance from Norman, and she's making some friends. She's making some buddies. So, so I think she's gone from 78 down to 68. For now, she's kind of a little bit safer for now.
Oh, yeah.
Dylan, I think just because of the whole Chick Hogan guilty by association with Caleb thing, I think we can raise him from 20 to 40. Do you think that's fair?
Yes.
Okay. Emma, she was at 30 last week, but I think now we'll just lower her down to 28. She seems to be in good hands. Seems like the surgery's gone off swimmingly, so doesn't seem to be any major danger there.
Actually, can I make an alteration?
To what?
To Dylan?
Sure.
Let's put him at 35 for now.
35.
I'm saying I think things are getting more dangerous from next episode. I think I was kind of confusing the two for when we were pre-planning this. So let's put him at 35.
You got it, Chief. You got it.
So we had Edwards. Edwards has gone up.
He was from at 52, and now he's at 58 because he encountered Mother and everything. Even though it was a pleasant encounter, he's still, there's still that danger zone. Finally, we have Romero. I think Romero went down just a smidge. He was at 80, went back down to 70 just because I think, he's playing some tough words. He's laying the law down. He's kind of trying to get Rebecca out of his life, and I think he's doing a good job of it. So, so that's about it. Okay, so I guess final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I was expecting episode 6 with this episode. I think episode 6 is kind of our appropriate, kind of our usual episode 5, kind of big events, big stuff happening. But don't get me wrong, we had really awesome stuff happening this episode. But again, unfortunately, Rebecca was kind of at her worst this episode.
She was.
Which was the only kind of mark against this episode. But again, it was a really fun, really awesome episode. But again, not as ground shattering. That's not the fault of the show, so they changed it up. It's what
it's not. It's really not. I think this episode is probably the slowest of the season so far. I don't think it's a bad episode by any stretch. We definitely got some fun dynamics. I think the best parts of the episode were definitely the Norman and Edward stuff, especially that end where Edward gets to meet Mother, and then we have
Norman and Chick was just
Norman and Chick was great. Norman and Chick was a highlight for sure. And yeah, that's about it. Not much to complain about. I think, in terms of comparing it to the other 4, I don't think it quite measures up. I don't know. Maybe it's better than Winter's Lights. I haven't watched Winter's Lights in a while, but
I would say just with Norma and Chick alone, I put it over Winter's Lights.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. So, and that's about it. So, I guess, BlueDragonFive, do you want to cue up the...
Well, shouldn't we tell them what we're coming back with next time?
Sure. Next time on Bates Motel, we will be coming back with an episode that's simply titled The Vault. Oh, yeah, very, very ominous. What's in the vault, indeed. Very ominous. All right.
And just to take us out with the familiar bellows of just such a beauteous, beloved character.
You said you were never going to get married, Alex. God. When a guy says that, it just means he's never going to marry you. Oh, I don't want to go to prison. Ooh.
Jerky.
Oh, Chick.